What's going on, good people of YouTube? It's me, Chavez, back with another Player Prop Talk live stream here on the channel. As always, I hope this finds you doing well and in good spirits. Happy Tuesday morning to everybody. All three of you watching this stream at the moment. June 4th, 2024. Halfway through the year already. This is crazy. Time is flying by. Hope everybody had a good weekend, had a good Monday, Friday. It's been Sunday, Monday. Only 2 days. Why did I say I hope you had a good Friday? We saw each other on Saturday, so I'm sure I wish you a good morning and hope your night went well on Saturday morning. So I hope you had a good Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And we're back on a Tuesday. Appreciate y'all being here. We're going to jump right into this, trying to keep this at about an hour, which seems like a long time. But honestly, time moves fast when you're on stream. So let's get right into it. Appreciate y'all being here. Hit the like button on your way in. And we move on. Hashtag bless. As you already know, if you watched this stream before, you know that lots of people die every day in their sleep. So you are not one of them if you're hearing this and seeing this. Hashtag blessed. Pretty simple there. Hashtag blessed. Do something. Just do something today. Do something today. Do anything today. Refrain from doing something fucked up, though. And that leads us into our attitude for the day. So today, attitude is what? This is something that has been top of mind for me for a few weeks now. It's very easy to go about your day and allow other things to mold you and shape you and direct you. And before you know it, at the end of your day, you feel a certain way. And it's not always how you want to feel or who you want to be. So you have total control over what your attitude is. And your attitude shapes pretty much everything. Outlook, mindset, how you treat other people, how you are treated in return. So I always say, or at least I have been saying, choose your attitude and just go about your day like that. It's crazy. You just don't even think about it. If you have not thought about what your attitude is to be like today, the very first thing that pisses you off today, the very first thing that gets underneath your skin will be the thing that shapes your attitude. That person who cuts you off, person taking too long at work for something, email you got, whatever. Kid made you mad this morning. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of different scenarios here, but that is the thing that's going to basically shape your attitude. And what a shitty way to start your day and to start your week or whatever, letting something else tell you how to feel and what to be. So choose your attitude. Choose it right. Speaking of choosing right, choose to play on BETR. First time deposit match up to $250. That's my QR code. Scan it, sign up. Pretty easy. Kyrie Irving is the promo. I don't have a Kyrie Irving slide for everybody today. However, the first game of the finals is not until Thursday. So Thursday, probably have it up tomorrow since we don't do a live stream on Thursday. But Kyrie Irving is the promo and will be the promo for at least the first 4 games, assuming this series does go past 4 games. I hope we don't see a sweep, honestly. As much as I would love the Celtics to just get that title, I kind of want to see a competitive series here. So Kyrie Irving is a promo. Sign up using that deposit, that QR code, get a deposit match, and then just play the Kyrie Irving promo. No brainer there. I'll be putting up my Kyrie Irving slip in the Discord for everybody to check out. Maybe tomorrow, depending on the value. You know, sometimes people just rush into those promos, and as soon as they hit the board, they just put it in a slip. I don't know. If the value's not there, I'm not going to waste it. So we got a couple days to use that. And we move on to today's plays, June 4th, 2024. We're talking PrizePicks, Jock Market, Better, Sleeper, HOTSTREAK, Underdog. I got the Underdog desktop. It's not the app, it's just the normal website, I guess. I got that pulled up today, so we can hop back and forth between PrizePicks and Underdog. Typically, we just stick to PrizePicks dashboard, but if you guys have Underdog plays, we'll search the dashboard. Hopefully it doesn't buffer, or hopefully it doesn't give us any issues, lagging issues. Sometimes when there are too many apps up and running, at least on my old laptop, it does complicate things. So fingers crossed, but we'll look to bounce back and forth between Underdog and PrizePicks today. And we'll do it all by using the tools over on props.cash. Props.cash is what we'll use today. Thanks 25 is my code. 25% off your first month over on props.cash. If you've never seen props.cash used in real time, stick around because we use it every single live stream. If you like what you see, then you can sign up. All this information, all my promo codes can be found in the stream description. So it's okay if you don't jot it down. I don't know. I don't expect people to write notes during the stream. So creating a slide is just a nice visual, but all this information can be found in written format, typed format in the stream description. I'll tell you what, we'll switch it up a little bit today. We're going to transition right into the underdog dashboard, something that I have not done on a live stream. I used to do this during my videos, recorded videos, and I can just edit out any buffering or any, lagging. So that was a little easier, but there's Underdog. So when I say that the PrizePicks dashboard presents better and it looks better on screen and things like that, in my opinion, it still is the best desktop app. But Underdog, when you switch it to night mode or dark mode or whatever this shit's called, it looks pretty sharp. Nice contrast, gray and black against whatever team colors you're seeing on the screen. So it looks pretty sharp. Like it. Julio Rodriguez is my rescue special. I played Kyle Tucker yesterday in a slip, and I don't know what happened to him, but he left the game early. And I'm glad I got a refund on that slip. And I'm glad I did because it wouldn't have hit. I missed out on another play. So I kind of got saved on that one. But I think this Julio Rodriguez rescue special was for the Kyle Tucker injury. So I'll be playing that today. I haven't played it yet. So I'll be looking to play that. Yeah, refer a friend. If you haven't signed up on Underdog yet, get my promo code. My link is in the description. What else we got going on Underdog? Is that it? Just those two? Okay, cool. Yeah, so there's Underdog for you. Looks a little different if you're only used to playing on PrizePicks. Underdog is going to throw you for a loop. It's going to look a little different. But yeah, that's what we'll do today. What's going on, Damien? Good morning, La Liga. Good morning, Big T. Let's fucking go. What's up, Vibes? Good morning, JR. What's going on, my man? Whew. All right. Celtics in the finals is crazy. Kyrie. Oh man. So many different storylines with Kristaps playing his former team, Kyrie playing his former team, Luka versus Tatum. Yeah, so many things. They are going to boo the shit out of Kyrie in the Garden. You know they are. Damn. Should be a fun series though. Last time they played Kyrie in the playoffs was first round when he was in Brooklyn. I think there was the year they did go to the finals and they beat Brooklyn in the first round. So it's been a few years. All right, let's do this. Where are we starting off? On Underdog, PrizePicks, Ariel Atkins threes, DeWanda Bonner threes over on both. Is that available on Underdog? There you go. Right there. Did I just, oh, there it is. Does Atkins have a 3-point prop? Yeah. So Atkins and Bonner are both on, I wish I could minimize. You see how I have to scroll because this is in a way, this entry amount is in a way. That's kind of annoying. Let's pop on over to PrizePicks real quick and let's see if we can get the same play. So there's Bonner and Atkins. The Atkins diet. You guys remember the Atkins diet? Did anybody ever try the Atkins diet? It was so revolutionary. My God. Carbs make you fat. Oh, man. It's like, no, carbs don't make you fat. Fucking ice cream makes you fat. Ice cream makes you fat. Fucking hot dogs and Chinese food takeout makes you fat. It's not the rice. Rice is fine. DeWanda Bonner, Ariel Atkins right there. All right, cool. So it'd be kind of cool if we can build out one slip on each platform using the same plays. It's very rare that you can play all the same plays on both. Sometimes you don't see the same props, but if we can get it done, let's do it. That'd be cool with me. All right, we got Taurasi over threes. So we got another 3-point prop. Is she on Underdog as well? Nope. All right, let's flip back to Underdog. And we'll just type her name in. So this one is a spicy boost. It's a scorcher. Scorchers are, I'm gonna read this to you like you don't know how to read. Scorchers are picks with which increase your max payout. Spicy. Scorched payouts. A scorcher must be correct to receive the payout increase. If your scorcher voids or ties, you will not receive the increase tied to that scorcher, even if your entry was flex. So that is pretty important to know because we talk about the demons on PrizePicks and how we can use the demons to increase payout. And that demon doesn't even have to hit in order for you to receive the payout. So if your typical 5x, a 5-pick slip is a 10x and you got a demon or 2 in there and it all of a sudden increases to 17x, obviously you have to get them all right to get that payout. But on the 6-pick flex, you do see a payout boost if you get 5 out of 6. So if the one play in your slip is the demon that doesn't hit, you still get something of a boost for getting 5 out of 6. Whereas on Underdog, you don't get shit if your scorcher doesn't hit. So it does make you choose differently. And you can't just throw shit in there just for the payout boost. They're onto you. They're onto us. So very educational portion of the stream right there. So with these three, your standard 3-pick is a 6x. This one gets boost to a 6.3. If you put $5 on this, it's not that big of a payout increase. It's only a $1.50 payout increase. If you went, let's just put another play in there. 5 is the highest you can go on Underdog. You can't put a 6-pick in. So now on a standard, you do see a bit of an increase, but that one scorcher it's not a huge increase. It's only $1 to $2.50 increase. Multiple scorchers obviously will increase your payout. I am not liking this. I'm not liking the fact that we can't just like minimize this. Can we? I don't think so. All right. Also on Underdog, 3 picks are in play because they give you a 6x. It is the only pick'em site that I know of that gives you a 6x on a 3 pick. So if you like playing 3 picks, play them on Underdog. It just makes sense because it gives you a bigger payout. That's really about it. Otherwise, 3 picks are not that profitable in terms of long-term profitability, but on Underdog, a 3 pick does give you more money. It just makes sense. So if you ran these 3, Taurasi over 3s, Atkins over 3s, and Bonner over 3s, all 3 of those in the same slip, gives you a $31 payout on a $5 slip. It's just cayenne pepper and spinach blended up. Shit's hot. And some pre-workout in there. All right. So we got those 3 on the board. What else we got? I guess I should probably suggest some plays, right? Since it's my stream. I do like taking your input in your plays. I really do. But at the same time, I have my own plays, so I do like sharing those. Now, by the time we get to the live stream, some of those plays aren't on the board anymore. It's not my fault. Can't control that. So let's see if we can find a couple of plays that I like on PrizePicks and see if those are still on the board. Let's stick to WNBA today. And let's go with Nika under her points. And I was really noticing a lot of Chicago White Sox props for the under. Now, they're not available anymore. And then when I looked at the matchup, I figured out why. So Shota Imanaga is on the mound for the Cubs. So the books are looking for him to minimize run production, kind of shut it down a little bit. So I was seeing a lot of Chicago White Sox players who were getting favored for the look at that. We're getting favored for the under on their props. Man, this Underdog PrizePicks might be short-lived if we keep getting these types of interruptions and lags. Yeah, I don't know if that's a direct cause of it. I just need to upgrade my laptop, man. This is ridiculous. Damn. All right, we're just going to exit this shit out and refresh it, I guess. That sucks, dude. I'm going to blame PrizePicks. I've noticed there's just been a lot of shit with PrizePicks, bugs and issues that they need to fix. So I don't even think that has a lot to do with my Wi-Fi. I think PrizePicks just needs to get their shit together. As much money as they're taking from people, you think they'd be able to fucking employ better engineers behind the scenes. Oh, I got the wrong one for Bonner up there. There you go. So what I was trying to get at was Tommy Pham under his total bases. And that's not available on PrizePicks anymore. And I just realized that there's nothing showing on my there's nothing showing on my screen here. Hold on, guys. This has been a disaster. I might just honestly, I might just get rid of Underdog, because I think that's what's causing all this bullshit. Nobody even plays on Underdog. Most of y'all play on PrizePicks. I know like 3 of you play on Underdog, so it may not have me worth it to pull it up. I was trying to do a little too much this morning. Thought it'd be cool to be able to bounce back and forth between these two pick'em sites, but not if it continues to give us issues like this. All right, so NECA is on. Nika, I keep calling her NECA. Somebody needs to ask her, how do we correctly pronounce your name, ma'am? Under points, and let's see if Pham is on Underdog. Pharma. So what they did here is, because the White Sox players were getting hammered for the under, they're making it more difficult to choose, because now if you take the under, which is the correct play based off odds and projections, you're gonna have to take a payout cut. And if you want your money plus some, you're gonna have to take more of a risk and take the over. So by now, this is already 9:17 a.m. You're gonna be finding a lot of these types of plays. If you want to avoid these types of plays, you need to get up earlier and start your research process like at the latest 7 a.m. because by the time this hits, it's been on the board for roughly 5-6 hours. So we're not touching that. I'm not touching that one anymore. So it's possible we can build out an all WNBA slip here, which would be fine by me, especially with those with that nice little increase. What's going on, Vu? Good morning. La Liga said I applied for Underdog and PrizePicks careers. Oh, did you really? For what position? You can be our mole. You can be our inside guy. Stewart over 3.5 assists on Underdog. This one got removed. It was also getting really good numbers to the over. Then they nerfed it. Then they removed it altogether. Yeah, that one's not up on the board anymore. All right, let's take these plays over to props.cash, and let's dig into these WNBA plays real quick, and we'll keep it going. No NBA today, so I mean, it's going to be like this it's going to be like this until October, until NBA season kicks off again, because even though we have one series left, you're not getting NBA every day. I think it's every other day. And then when they switch cities, you're getting like 2 days in between those games. So get used to baseball, get used to WNBA, get used to tennis, PGA, esports, fucking hopscotch, double dutch, whatever PrizePicks and Underdog and whatever pick'em site you play on are supporting. By the way, if you start betting on double dutch competitions, you might need to check yourself into a rehab facility. Where's that 1-800 gamblers hotline? I might need to put that in my video descriptions. All right. All right, Bonner 3-point prop. really not seeing a whole lot of juice to either side. ESPN Bet is the only one giving you action on the under. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 books that are just split even. Projected for 1.91. She has gone over this line in 4 out of her last 5 games. Head-to-head numbers versus Washington. Just 1 game this season, she did not hit a 3. That looks a lot better than that. So there's your DeWanna Bonner 3-point prop right there. On the year so far, 3-point percentage allowed by Washington, just 32%. They're allowing around 8 threes per game. She only needs to hit 2 to go over this. She's averaging roughly 4 in every game. There's that one game where she took 9 attempts, but for the most part, 4. So really what you're needing her to be is a 50% shooter from 3 today. I mean, so far on the year, she's hit this 50% of the time. All right, let's look up Ariel Atkins. There she is. Okay, so 3-point prop for Ariel Atkins is also 1.5 on PrizePicks and Underdog. She's projected for 1.93. You are getting more information on this one. So Bovada likes the over. BetRivers likes the over. FanDuel, BetMGM, they like the under, but look at these odds. You're not seeing anything that's too crazy to either side. You can make a case for both overs and unders. Her last 5 games, she's gone over this in 3 out of 5. In those 3 games, 2 or more. Head-to-head matchup with the Connecticut Sun. Another poor matchup for her. So Bonner and Atkins do not fare well against their competition. So on the season so far, she's taken a ton more threes. I mean, we saw DeWanna Bonner basically maxing out around 4 threes per game. Atkins is launching 6 in every single game. So she only needs to be a 33% 3-point shooter today to go over this. So if she takes 6, she needs 2. That's 33%. So that to me has a better I feel like it has a better shot of going over, and that's probably why you're seeing more books in favor of the over versus the even splits. So that one looks okay. All right, I think the other one was Taurasi. All right. We're talking a lot of WNBA this morning. If you're a fan of the WNBA, hit that like button. Give it up for the ladies. Give it up for the ladies today. A lot of good-looking ladies in the audience. Y'all look good. Give yourself a hand for looking so good, ladies. You remember those stand-up comedians who would come out and spend like the first 10 minutes doing crowd work? A lot of good-looking people in DC today. Give yourself a hand. And then they leave like 6 minutes for jokes. All right. Taurasi, 3 out of her last 5 games. She's gone over this line, 7-6. I mean, she's bombing away. Numbers against this team, the Seattle, what are they? The Seattle Storm? I think that's what they are. The Seattle Rain all fucking day. She has had better games in these matchups versus the Storm than the other 2 props we looked at. When you look at her projection, she's projected for 3, 2.8, closer to 3. And when you look at the odds on DraftKings, you're getting an over, getting an over. You're getting a lot of overs on this one at 2.5. However, her line today is 3. So she needs 4, actually. If she got you 3, then she pushes and that one just gets voided. And it is the Scorcher. So you don't even get a bonus for that one. So maybe you want to rethink this one because she now has to get you 4 in order for you to get a payout boost. So maybe this one doesn't make sense unless you feel like she can really get you 4. She's done it in all these games versus the Storm. You're getting odds in favor of the over 2.5, but not 3. It's not on any book at 3. Three-pointers attempted. Look at this. This is Luka Doncic type stuff here. You're getting double-digit 3 attempts in 3 out of her last 10 or 3 out of her last 7 versus Seattle. Let's just look at her last 5 on the season. So we're seeing a little bit of a reduction in 3-pointers attempted, but the 3-pointers made are right there. 6 made, 7 made, 3 gets it done, or 3 gets you a push. So in order for her to hit her prop over her prop 4 threes, she has to attempt a minimum of 9. 7 for 9 is a little, I think that's a little much. I don't think you can expect that every game. I don't think that's realistic. However, 6 out of 13, that's 50%, ref. That's a little less than 50%. Her attempting 10, she needs to make 4 out of 10. That might be something in play. Yeah, I would honestly think twice about that one because, yeah, it's a bonus. It's a Scorcher. But if she doesn't hit this, you don't get a payout bonus. Then you just played it for nothing. It's a little bit of a risk, and you're playing the risk for the higher payout. But if she doesn't get it, then you don't get a payout. So it kind of just voids out. So maybe I'll take a chance on that one, but that's a possible outcome. All right. Let's look at Nika. What team does she play for? Seattle. We were right in the damn game. All right, under her 18.5 points. So she's gone over this in 3 of her last 5. However, there is a nice strong decline going on here. It's like rock bottom right here. Got it back, but didn't go over her line today. So she needs 19. She's projected for 18 in terms of what the books are showing. You got Bovada liking the under, Bet Rivers liking the under, Fliff likes the over, ESPN Bet and DraftKings both like the under. So the juice isn't super heavy to either side, except for Fliff. Fliff really likes the over. I think this one gets bumped down to 18 at some point. So if you're a fan of the under for this one, I'd say play it now because it's no higher anywhere else. It's not like, well, FanDuel is giving you at 17.5. If you have access to FanDuel or Hard Rock, I would say take a chance on this over because she's projected for 18 points. That's over 17.5, but under 19, which is what she needs on her PrizePicks line. That might be worth taking a shot. If you have access to those books, playing the over at 17.5, that might be a good one. All right, so over on PrizePicks, we got these 3 up. We would need 2 more to build out a 5-pick. 3 picks are not that profitable. If you flex a 3-pick, you're getting just nothing in return. It's just such a low payout. But if that's your game, more power to you. It just doesn't give you. This doesn't make sense to do it on PrizePicks. If you're running three picks, play it on underdog and get the 6x. That makes more sense. That makes way more sense. What's up, Jesus? What's up, Anthony? Good morning. Yeah. For a couple different positions on there, I was going to give a bunch of, oh, nice. That'd be dope if you got hired to work for one of those companies. When I was in Boston, DraftKings is out of Boston. So I was like, damn, it'd be dope to work for DraftKings, like in Boston. And I never applied, but I already had a job, but it was kind of cool being that close to the headquarters. Wayfair too. I think the Wayfair headquarters is in Massachusetts. Selling kids and shit. I stopped buying shit on Wayfair after I heard that. If y'all don't know about that, that's a very interesting story. Google it. NBA Summer League. NBA Summer League. Preseason NFL. I can't get that down right at all. All right, Natasha Cloud is off and on, but I kind of like points and assist. Well, it's impossible to find Natasha Cloud when you look for her on the MLB tab. All right, Natasha Cloud points and assist at 18. That got bumped up. Is our girl up here today? Nah. At first glance, this is the Dejanay Carrington person. I thought that was Cameron Brink. There'll be a day where we can pull their pictures up side by side, but just like quick at first glance, that blonde hair, I was like, thought that was Brink at first. It's not Brink. All right, Cloud at 18.5. Mabry PR over 23.5. Carly Samuelson under 9. And Dana Evans over 12.5 points. Let's look at the Samuelson, because Samuelson, at least when I play her, she does typically go under her point prop. I mean, she's gone under in 3. I'm assuming this one was at 9.5 and they bumped it down to 9. So if this was at 9.5, she had gone under this in 4 out of 5 games. At 9, you got hook potential. Let's look these two up on PrizePicks or on props.cash real quick. All right. Samuelson plays for Washington, Cloud, Phoenix. All right, cool. So yeah, her line was at 9.5, got bumped down to 9. 9.5. I mean, you were getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 books, 7 books with, well, 6 with clear unders. DraftKings is split at 9.5, but at 9, I don't know if it changes too much up because she's only gone over in one game. Like clearly gone over, and it wasn't even close. So if you took the under that game, that shit just happens, man. Sometimes players just play outside their range, you know. But for the most part, 4 out of the last 5 games, she's been under 10. If she hooks it at 9, it's not the worst thing in the world. If you have any reservations on this, just stay away from it. It's not worth stressing out over. It's just one play. If there's anything else we can play for her that hasn't been bumped down, maybe look to her PRA if you can find that. Or just take a shot on her points at 9. while y'all are looking at that graphic, I'm just over on Underdog. So Underdog does have her points under 9.5. You want to play this on Underdog, put the lower on her 9.5 points. Now that does give you a 5 pick. Under on her 9.5. Under on Nika's points. Over on Taurasi, over on Atkins, over on Bonner. Then if you want, you could take out Taurasi if you don't think that that is going to hit, since it's a riskier play, and we'll find a 5th pick. So we're kind of building out a slip on Underdog that you can literally just play now if you want to. If you want to take a stab at that Taurasi. But the Carly Samuelson on Underdog is in play. This is a really good example. It's kind of why I wanted to have at least 2 pick'em site formats up on the screen so that you see the difference in lines. What it is on PrizePicks is not what it is on Underdog, and that's just like one example. And when you start playing on multiple pick'em sites, you start seeing a lot of the line discrepancies. You know, if you go to the grocery store and you're trying to find fucking bread and all they have is like 2 brands of bread, you'll just pick one of the 2, right? It doesn't mean it's the best bread out there. It just means that's the best one out of the options. But all of a sudden they got 10 fucking bread options and you're like, holy shit. And they're all different prices, right? So same shit, man. Same shit here. Pick the best bread. We're trying to pick the best goddamn bread. And this bread at 9 points is kind of moldy. So pick the bread that has less mold. All right. So that one at 9.5 Underdog makes more sense than playing it at 9. You can also look to her PRA if you wanted to play her PRA. On Underdog, there is no PRA for her. PrizePicks, I haven't even looked. All right. Let's look at Natasha Cloud. Nope. Yep. Ooh. So we're looking at the over on her points and assists sitting at 18. So this one got bumped down from 18.5 to 18. So I thought it got bumped up. The bump down doesn't really make a difference in terms of what she's done over her last 5 games. When she goes over this, she's going way over it. Doesn't even make a difference if it's 18, 18.5. Now, when she goes under, it's not even close. So there's no sweat with this one. I don't think there's a sweat with this one. She crushes it or she doesn't come close. That's it. I kind of like those players who just don't make you sweat. It's like pretty obvious when it's going to happen. And it sucks when it doesn't, but you just move past it, move on, versus biting your nails into the last seconds of the 4th quarter. Oh, she needs an assist. I hate those fucking plays. So, yeah, I mean, these are her last 5 games. Let's take a look at her numbers versus the Phoenix Mercury. 50% hit rate. Yeah, even with the bump down to 18 doesn't impact these numbers at all. In 4 games, she's gotten you 20 plus. In 4 games, she's gotten you 17 or less. Not even close. Not even close. So to your point, you said she's off and on. This is a great example of what off and on looks like. Especially when you look at her last 5. Literally up, down, up, down, up. All right, let's see. Look up Mabry when you get a chance. What Mabry PR over 23.5. Who does Mabry play for? Chicago? She didn't always play for Chicago, right? Who she get traded from? Or who she signed with Chicago this season? Did she play in New York? Wasn't she in New York? 4 out of the last 5 games going over points and rebounds. FanDuel is the only book giving you action at 22.5. Now, if this one is at 23, then it was obviously bumped. So our points and rebounds at 23.5, her points and assists at 22.5. So everything's getting bumped for her. I mean, obviously the points and rebounds are giving you the best hit rate because she's gotten you 24 or more when she goes over, which is what she needs to get you today. Numbers against the Liberty, not good. One game this season, though, she did go over. I mean, that's more relevant than the other games last season. I mean, but the trend here is that she's not going off very often against this team. If you want to attack this line, because she's definitely playing on a high level right now, from here, you're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games. She's gone over in 5 out of 7 games, points and rebounds. Rebounds have been off the charts. No book likes the over in her rebounds. That's crazy. Yeah. The only play they have up for Carly Samuelson is her points. I wonder if they have any first half props for her. Just her first half points. Yeah. I'll take a shot. I'd be willing to take a shot on her under on her points on PrizePicks and play the under on underdog as well. Yeah, I don't have an issue with that at all. Definitely run this as a slip. The Natasha Cloud one does worry me a little bit just because she is not very consistent with her play. We don't have to build out an all WNBA slip. We're just building them out based off the chat. How about if this one is still on the board? I think we're finally seeing a I think we're finally seeing a good line on Copper. I know for a while she was just crushing her lines, but the lines were getting a little high and it was making it real hard to take the overs on some of her point props. And now we're getting her at 21.5. So last four games, she has not hit this line in 4 straight games. But I mean, this is where you started to see her point props get a little high. I mean, in this stretch of games here, last 5 looks pretty bad. So we're getting bad projections on this one, but we're getting damn, we're not even getting that good of odds. The only two books that actually like this play for the over are giving you straight up over odds, -135 on both DraftKings and Bovada. Bet Rivers. Okay, so all these are at 22.5. Yeah, I got you. I didn't see that at first. Let's take Cloud out. Yeah, this Kalia Copper play at 21.5 makes a lot of sense because it's still at the lowest line. I'm gonna put 10 on it. I'm going to put 10 on that 5 pick right there. Atkins over, Ogwumike under, Bonner over, Samuelson under, Copper over. And if Copper is on underdog as well at that same line, damn, see, she's at 22.5 right here. So PrizePicks is actually giving you the best line for her at 21.5. That shit's going to get bumped up. If you want to play Copper at 21.5, do it now. It's going to get bumped up to 22 and at some point 22.5. Like I said, we can literally play this lineup of 5. We have under on Samuelson, under on Ogwumike. We're going over on Taurasi, over on Atkins, over on Bonner. That gives you 5 picks right there. We throw this in a flex. I'll put 5 on it, and then we'll play it. The only time I run standard on underdog is for the 3 picks because of the 6x. You do not get a higher payout for the 5x. It's a 10x, or you don't get a higher payout for the 5 picks. It's a 10x. That's what it is on PrizePicks. Their 3x is what gives, their 3 picks is what gives you the 6x, and that is a standard play. So you got to get all 3 right. And sure, if one doesn't hit, you chalk it. But if you ran 5 or 6 of these slips at $5 each, that's a $30 investment. You would just need to hit 1 to get your money back. And then anything on top of that is profit. Playing it like that long term is going to get you more money. And there'll be days where they don't hit and you'll lose your $30, and then you'll get it back the next day and you'll get it back plus $90. So that's how I like to leverage that 6x on underdog. So we just built out 2 slips, underdog and PrizePicks, using some of the same players and just leveraging the different lines that we saw. So great example of why it's important to just have access to some of these different pick'em sites. All right. Skylar Diggins, 16 points or more. Let's look up this Kristaps because Damian does have a good point in terms of getting on some of these NBA plays before they bump. Obviously, Jason Tatum over 0.5. He should get that in the first 2 minutes of the game. He has all fucking game to get that. So don't be sweating that play out if after the first quarter Jason Tatum doesn't have any points. He'll get you 1 point. Hopefully gets you more than 1 damn point, but 1 point for sure. All right, so we're looking at the over Kristaps Porzingis, 24 points, rebounds, and assists. All right, we have easy for fantasy. We have Dijon. I love when phones try to correct something. Dijonnai. I think it's Dijonai. That's how I would say it. But you put that shit in your phone and they're like, did you mean deliberate? No, I didn't mean deliberate. I know what I'm trying to spell. Fantasy points. Yeah, that one is super low. I mean, yes, that doesn't look good, but man, 22.5, you're right there. 21.7, you're right there. We'll take a look at that for sure. I think that's worth taking a look at. What's up, Ryan? Good morning. Yee, what's up? Good morning. Good morning. Vu says Nika rebounds at 7 on PrizePicks for the under. Like the under on her points. I didn't look at the under on her rebounds yet. It got bumped up or bumped down? She's in the Jimmy Butler commercial, right? You remember those commercials last postseason or before that? The Miller Lite commercials where they're sending beer back to each other and they're like talking shit to each other through the waiter. That's her, right? I think that's her. There's two Ogumike sisters in the WNBA. I don't know if she was in the commercial or not. It was a good commercial. It was funny. All right. Can we look at MLB or NHL? What you got, Vibes? What you got? What you got? What you got? I wonder what the taco will be. Better not be no pork taco. Chicken, steak. I'll even take like a vegetarian taco. All right. Yeah, throw a MLB or NHL prop in their vibes. Let's look at so earlier I was saying how a lot of Chicago White Sox players were getting unders, and we started seeing their numbers getting nerfed on Underdog and on PrizePicks. Took away Tommy Pham's original line, and they only have his Goblins and Demons. It's because of this matchup with Shota today. So now on PrizePicks, there's not much to choose from unless you want to take a shot on his fantasy score. I think the strikeouts will be there. It's a matter of if he can give you, I don't know, 6+ innings. Now, I did want to look at his outs on Underdog because his outs are not available on PrizePicks. So if Shota got you 7 strikeouts today, that's 21 points. This is what's left. Not a lot. So yeah, this to me, it sucks that if you wait too long, there's just not enough value, to be honest with you. Am I missing his player outs? It's not up here. All right. Well, that kind of sucks. That kind of sucks because anytime that I see a pick'em site or just the books really in favor of unders for a team, as you start seeing, like, you know, I don't know, Colorado Rockies, like all their players are being projected to go under total bases. You got to figure out why. So you look at the opposing pitcher and you start piecing it together. And now you start, instead of looking at some unders for those Rockies, you start looking at some overs for whoever's pitching against them, whether it be their pitching outs or fantasy score. And that's how you can leverage and get ahead of some of these numbers before people start to play them. And I think Shota was in a good spot. I mean, his pitching outs are at 17.5, which you still can play this here if you want to. We could possibly look at his fantasy score if you wanted to go there, but at this number, 18 pitching outs is 6 innings, so that's 18 points. If he got you 7 strikeouts, that's 21, that's 39. He will get the quality start bonus so long as he doesn't give up more than 3 earned runs, so that would be 43. And then let's say he gives up 2 earned runs, that's 41, that's 38 fantasy points. He could possibly give up 3 earned runs and still go over his fantasy score of 35.5 with another strikeout or just 1 extra out. So if he got you 19 pitching outs, which would be 18, or which would be 6 1/3 innings, that would get you the over 35.5. So his fantasy score could be in play if you want to take a look at that. All right, we're going to take a look at this Kristaps Porzingis PRA play right now. This will actually be the first NBA player prop that we look at today. Only one game. Isn't that funny to see? Just one game. Remember the days of yesteryear, having to scroll through all the games on any given day. Could be 15, 18 games in the NBA. 18? No, 15. I think 15 was the most games. All right, so first game back. Kristaps Porzingis. Now, minutes restriction. We thinking minutes restriction for him because it's hard to look at this. It's hard to look at his head-to-head matchups with Dallas because he's coming off an injury. Now, he's had over a month to heal from the calf. So, in my opinion, he would not be playing in the finals if he was not 100% ready to roll. You don't play him if he's 60%. That's what New York tried to do with OG Anunoby, and his ass lasted 4 minutes. So, I don't think that's the case here. I think he's 100% or playoff 100%, which is like 90%, but you know, it's better than nothing. But I definitely think he's able to play, and I don't see them rolling his ass out there today or Thursday unless he's ready to roll and play upwards of 30 minutes. So you could be looking at a spot where 24 PRA is just a little too low. Projected for just 21 PRA. When you look at his PRA, that has been bumped down to 24. At 24 and a half, 1, 2, 3, 4 books were giving you unders, basically. Not really supporting him at all. So 24 is the lowest line that you're seeing right now. This here, 30 to 34 minutes. He doesn't even necessarily need to play over 30 minutes to go over this line. We've seen him put together really strong halves or in quarters, like first quarters. So he's able to put up pretty big production in 20 minutes, 25 minutes. So it's possible, like the best case scenario for the Celtics is they get this win. Porzingis doesn't re-injure himself. He doesn't have to play 30 minutes and he's productive and gets, 25 PRA. That's best case scenario. But unfortunately, there's not a whole lot of data to look into because of him coming off the injury, and you honestly don't know what to expect. We can assume, but we just don't know what to expect. So my guess is that he's ready to roll. And we see him get 25, 30 minutes, and 25 PRA should not be an issue for him. All right. I think we're going to take a look at the Jason Tatum points at 0.5. Want to break that one down? No, I'm just kidding. Let's look at this Carrington. Now, we can't really look at fantasy points in terms of as a stat. They're all projections, and they all vary from site to site. So what we can do is just do some simple math and then figure it out based off odds. So 13 plus 5 rebounds, that's 19 fantasy points. She got you 2 assists. That is 24 3 fantasy points. And then she would need to get her blocks and steals, at least one of those. That would be 26. And she just can't turn the ball over more than 3 times. At 26 fantasy points, if she turned the ball over 3 times, that gives you 23, which is what her line is on PrizePicks. It's right at 23.5. So yeah, she definitely can't turn the ball over more than 3 times. I think if she turns the ball over more than 3 times, that fantasy score is sunk. So looking at her points today, projected for 13, the odds on the over on this is huge. So like 14 is in play. She got you 14. It's even better. Her rebounds are favored to go over. So again, 5 is a good projection. So 14 points, 5 rebounds, that's 20 fantasy points. When you look at her assists, she doesn't have any line up for her assist on the books, but based off her last 5 games, 2 is in play. So 2 assists gets you 3 fantasy points, and that's 27. Blocks and steals. Again, she does not have a line, but she can get you one of those. That's 30 fantasy points. And again, if she turns the ball over, if she's already at 30 fantasy points and you have to take away, 4 points for turnovers, she's still at 26. So I think that one is a little too low. She has a little wiggle room there. And the more points she scores, the better, obviously. But the majority of her PRA is coming from points. So the majority of her fantasy points will come from points as well. So I think that one's in play at 23.5. All right, so we're going to look at her rebounds. We already looked at the under on her points at 18.5. Did we? I think we did. Yeah, we did. We did. Okay, so her rebounds at 7.5 has been bumped down to 7. At 7.5, the juice was in favor of the under. DraftKings, ESPN Bet, Fliff, FanDuel, which is what we're looking at now, Hard Rock, BetMGM, Bet Rivers. Holy shit. Like 12 books like the under on this one. Her rebounds have been on the up and up, 4, 5, 6. So based off this trend, if she got you 7 today, that's a push. You need her to stay at 6. So push doesn't really help you here. If you can find her points and rebounds, I mean, I think this one you can play even at 24. You already I like the under on her points. You like the under on her rebounds. So if both of those are projected to go under, then when you combine them, it's just a bigger under. So if she got you 18 and 7, that's 25. That's under 25.5. If she got you 18 and 6, that's 24. It's under 24.5. So if you don't like her rebounds, you think that's a little risky because they've been bumped down, then look to her rebounds and points. I don't know about her PRA. I think her assists are typically pretty strong. I mean, 3 to 6 assists per game. That'll make up the difference between not getting her rebounds. So the PRA might be a little riskier for an under. I would say points, PR, and then rebounds for unders. All right, so you don't have to play the Jason Tatum prop right now, but if you wanted to throw that in a slip, you could. Like the over on Kristaps Porzingis. He's typically, during the regular season, he was a 1 PRA per minute player. So he plays 25 minutes. That's 25 PRA. That logic doesn't always hold up, but if you dig deep enough and the trends are the trends, or not even a trend, it's just what they do. As long as a player is on the floor for X amount of minutes, they're good for X amount of PRA. And Kristaps during the regular season was a 1 PRA per minute player. So based off that, you would think 24 minutes, 25 points, or 25, PRA, something around there is possible. Over on Carrington's fantasy score, and then under on Ogwumike's rebounds. And her shit just got bumped up to 7.5, which is great. That means people were taking the over on her rebounds. Now they're at 7.5. Play the under on this one. Now we feel real good about this one. You put that in a slip and lock it up. You also would look to play the under on her points and rebounds, because that also got bumped up. Is there some injury news in Seattle or something? Is why her numbers are getting bumped up all of a sudden? So yeah, that one does make more sense now. Seth Lugo fantasy. Okay. David Peterson at 4.5 strikeouts is so low. Oh, you're saying under on Porzingis, Damian? My bad. If we get news that he's on a minutes restriction, then I'd feel good about playing the under on that one. Yeah, that one got bumped up. Tacos for today. Glass now 7.5 down to 6. Kirby for Luis Heel 5.5. Lugo. I think everyone's gonna vote for Lugo, right? Because it's 2.5 seems like that's so low. Glass now at 6 looks really good though, because Glass now at 7 was getting really good juice for the over. At 7.5 it evened out, but at 6 is in play, and Lugo at 2.5. Glass now, but Glass now is a strikeout pitcher. Like, that's what he does. Lugo is not so much a strikeout pitcher, although this season he's kind of doing that. But his career, he has not been a high strikeout guy. So you would think at some point it does regress. So attacking his over, you're really just playing it because it's the lowest line. Glass now to me is probably the best one out of all those. Maybe Luis Heel at 5.5. Seth is at 48%. Yeah. You already know he's gonna win just because it's the low line. I mean, he could possibly get that in one inning. Strikeout aside. All right, let's look at a couple more plays. Judge at 1.5 bases. Peterson at 4.5. Let's see. Yeah, I just really made a good case for Porzingis over 24. But the question was under. Not the question, the prop was under 24. So the only way he'd have to be severely, like, physically limited or minutes restricted. And we probably won't even get that news ever. I don't think they have to disclose that information. Let's take Tatum out of here because we obviously know that Tatum's a clear over. All right, Peterson at 4.5 strikeouts. All right. Who was the other one? Judge over total bases. All right, let's look up these real quick and then we'll get out of here. So All three of those are MLB. Appreciate y'all being here. Hit that like button on your way out if you have to dip out early. We'll probably be on for another 8 minutes or so. Just however long it takes us to break down these three players. All right, so David Peterson over 4.5 strikeouts. It's funny, Washington, their percentage is 22.6, so they're whiffing 23% of the time versus lefties, but that's not even middle of the league. So that just shows you how many other teams out there are worse than them. But 23% is a bit of a high number versus lefties. I mean, no BVP, so first time a pitcher seeing most of these batters. At least that's what we're seeing here. And then some strikeout rates. You got Abrams at 22%. You got Meneses at 22%. You got Winker at 31%. You got Joey Gallo sitting there at 51%. And then you got 5 guys in there sub 15 strikeout rate. So you got 4 guys in there that are giving you 20% or more. Peterson's been mowing them down though. So over his last 5 starts, he's averaging 7 strikeouts. Got hit up a little bit against the Dodgers. Gave up 7 hits. Only 2 earned runs. And only went 5 innings. Projected for 5.65 strikeouts today. 3 earned runs. That earned runs projection might be a little high because he's getting odds in favor of the under 2.5. So that's like 2. Gives up 2 earned runs, which is pretty standard in the MLB. That's not a bad game at all. It does still qualify you for a win. It does still qualify you for the quality start. You would assume that 2 runs, your team can put up at least 2 runs, so you wouldn't get credited with the loss. Trevor Williams on the other side is not somebody I would say is a high K pitcher. So you could assume that the Mets are going to be in a position today to put up at least 2 runs. So David Peterson's in line for a win. You would think if he's able to keep the runs down. I mean, I don't know what his fantasy prop is, but if he gets you 5 strikeouts and he gets you a minimum, of 6 innings, that's 18 plus 15, that's 33. You get the quality start, that's 37. Minus 2 runs, that's 31 points. If you got the win, you're back up to 37. So anywhere between 31.5 to 37 fantasy points for him based off just those numbers. But 4.5 Ks, yeah, even though Washington's numbers read that they're like below league average in terms of the strikeouts versus lefties, 23% is a little high, and you got 5 batters in there that are giving you 20 plus when it comes to striking out versus lefties. So that one, you can definitely build a case for that one. You don't really have to build a case for his strikeouts because those are pretty cut and dry based off odds and then based off projections, also based off of numbers for the Nationals. But in terms of building out a case for his fantasy points, I think there's enough information there to say you like the over. Seth Lugo. Now, like Seth Lugo, going back to, 2022, 2024, look where his strikeouts were. This is why I say traditionally he's not thought of as a high strikeout pitcher because he hasn't been. And then all of a sudden, boom, through the roof. So I don't know what his mechanics were looking like. I don't know what they've tweaked in the offseason, but to go from barely getting 4 or 5 strikeouts per game to now getting 12, 10, that's fucking crazy. And this is last season too. These are last season, or excuse me, these are early this season. right? Preseason, spring training, and then boom. So at 2.5, I mean, even on his bad day where he only got you 3 strikeouts, that's good enough for the over today. It's taking on a Cleveland team, though, that doesn't strike out a lot. Now, 19% versus righties is very low. 20% and under is pretty good. The further under 20% you go, the better. 30 teams in the MLB, 32 teams in MLB. It doesn't matter. They're top 5 in the league versus right-handed pitching. They're not striking out a lot. So that taco does look really good now at 2.5 if he gets it, because 3 is a hell of a lot more attainable than 5. If you're going to look to the over on his fantasy points, he definitely needs to get you more than 3 strikeouts. I would say he has to get you in that 5 strikeout range to qualify for a win. And the over. So 5 strikeouts is 15 points. He goes. Now he's been going super deep into games, right? Here's something else too. So, I mean, when he was in San Diego, it could just be the team. You know, the team wants you to pitch a certain way. Depends on who else is in the lineup, who else is in the rotation. They may not need you to eat a lot of innings. The bullpen may be better. You might be on a team that's putting up a lot of runs and they don't need you in there very long, you know? So it's just depending on the organization. But this season has been a completely different, you know, just completely different look for him. By the way, if this were a stock, you're buying the shit out of it here. Sell. That's a huge jump. You don't see that very often. So he's eating a ton of innings in KC. If this guy gets you 6 innings, we want 6 innings from him, because that's a quality start bonus. So that's 18 plus 15 is 33. He gives up 2 earned runs. That's 27. That's 27 fantasy points. Plus the quality start bonus is 31. If the Royals win, that's 37. So 31-37 is what you're looking at for Seth Lugo fantasy points based off those numbers. His fantasy score is at 28. It just feels like the books aren't giving him a lot of support for the strikeouts, because it's a tough matchup. It's a real tough matchup for him. But if he can get you 5 strikeouts and get you 7 innings, the more innings, the better. I think you can compensate for lower strikeouts with the innings today. If he only got you 4 strikeouts but went 7 2/3 or something like that, that's almost just as good as a strikeout. So you do need one of them to happen. You need above 4 strikeouts or above 6 innings pitched. Both of them are better. So that would be ideal. All right, let's look at Aaron Judge. At least I didn't call him Mike Judge today. Aaron Judge, 1.5 hits, total bases, 125 to go over, 110 to go under. BetMGM, Caesars, DraftKings, and Pinnacle all like the over with a little juice to the under. DraftKings and Caesars are giving you the most juice to the under, but you're still getting a pretty good line to the over. Projected for 1.4 total bases, 3.65 hits, runs, and RBI. So this is incredible production. His numbers versus Bailey Ober are non-existent, but his numbers versus righties on the year, batting 297, 372 ISO, 446 WOBA, is striking out at a higher rate. 26% of the time he's whiffing. But man, It's not even him drawing walks. I'm pretty sure they're trying to pitch around his ass in some of these situations, especially if there's runners on. So he's getting a pretty good walk rate in the year, but it's not like he's Juan Soto up there, you know. Juan Soto does an excellent job of making pitchers pitch to him, whereas Aaron Judge, I think pitchers are just scared to get fucked around with a little bit. So nonetheless, his walk rate is up there. So this doesn't really help his total base percentage or his total base prop today. But if you took the over on his fantasy score, it is worth 2 points. 17 homers, 14 doubles, 21 singles versus right-handed pitchers this season. We already know what his average is. Against lefties, it's not terrible. It's not terrible against lefties. We won't have to worry about this number, at least for the first 2 at-bats. It's possible that Aaron Judge gets you the over on this within his first 2 at-bats. Bailey Ober versus right-handed bats like Aaron Judge on the year. 7 out of his 10 homers have come against righties. 7 doubles, 1 triple, 16 singles, giving up a 263 batting average. It's never a bad idea to take the over on Judge, especially in Yankee Stadium, new Yankee Stadium. Plus 155 odds to hit a home run. So take your shot on some Aaron Judge props. It's not very often that we see a projection for the over on home runs. Usually that's like 0.2, 0.3. He's getting a clear over on his home run at 0.6. He hits a home run, he basically hits all his player props and all his demon props. So sit down, figure it out which Aaron Judge prop you want to roll with, but it looks like you can play 6 or 7 of these things if you wanted to roll like that. Replacing Aaron Judge total base prop with his demon total base prop is now a 28. Is that 28 or 26? 26. It's not that big of a difference. If we went with his home run prop, 30x, nice little increase there. Yeah, there you go. You think Shy, what's up, by the way? I don't know if I said what's up to you. You think he gets 10? 10? You like Judge's fantasy now vibes? Or Lugo's fantasy? Judge's fantasy looks in play, right? If you took Porzingis out, because you do have to wait until Thursday for it to finalize, but if you took Porzingis out and just rolled with that, it goes from a 10x to a 14x. They are not giving you any demons on glass now. Do you know why they're not giving you any demons on glass now? Oh, yes, they are. Yes, they are. Okay, I was going to say because it's probably likely that he hits and then PrizePicks loses money. But they are giving you a 9.5 strikeout demon. So if you wanted to roll with that in place of the Porzingis, now you're looking at a 56x. Right? If you wanted to get real spicy with the shit and just roll with a 2 pick, that goes from a 3x or 5x to a what is that shit, 8x. I don't recommend the 2 pick. It will hit faster. Like if they both hit, you don't have to wait for anybody else to clear their line. You're done. But as soon as one of them doesn't, and slip is sunk. This would suck in the event that Judge does hit a home run and then glass now ends at 9 strikeouts. That would be very, very tilting. Because getting home runs from players it's not the easiest thing to do. So when they do go over, it's like a celebration. And just to have it spoiled by another player in a 2-pick, ugh. Yeah, I would definitely flex these because you just don't want that to be the case. And like I mentioned before, if you were to flex demons, I'm just going to throw whatever the fuck ever in here. If you were to flex these two in a 6-pick, that does give you a 56x, but notice how if you get 5 out of 6 right, you're still getting a bonus. So you go from a 2x to a 5.75x. So you can afford to lose one of these and still profit. So if one of these guys don't hit and the rest of your slip hits, I mean, you're still getting 50, almost $60, and whereas you would have normally gotten 20. So that's why I think you flex the demons. And that's the difference between PrizePicks and Underdog, because Underdog doesn't give a fuck if one of those hits or not. They both got to hit. And if they both don't hit, then you don't get any bonus. So that's the difference. So PrizePicks is, you know, more in favor of the over with their demons because it's just more, there's more room for you to make profit. Underdog doesn't give a damn. So play around with that one. Yeah, Goblin for glass now. Judge at home for sure. For sure. All right. Let's do let's clear this out real quick. So keep in mind, we got the Tatum taco. This is basically a taco, okay? It's better than a taco. It's like a taco buffet. Then you're going to get the 2 tacos for today. So you have those 2. Don't forget about BETR. If you're playing on BETR, the Kyrie promo, 0.5 points. You have that one. And I don't know if the Julio Rodriguez 0.5 total plate appearances is in everybody's lobby. It isn't in my lobby. But if it is in your lobby, that gives you a total of upwards of 5 promo plays. 3 of those promos are 0.5. Tatum points, Kyrie points, and Julio Rodriguez plate appearances. And then you'll have your 2 to 3 tacos. So you have a lot of promos, a lot of discounts to work with today. Great bankroll builders. Really great bankroll builders. So take advantage of those today, because it's not very often that we get as many promos on multiple pick'em sites all on the same week. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back tomorrow, Wednesday. We'll probably talk more NBA tomorrow just because we're at that point tomorrow. We'll be just a mere 1 day away from the start of the NBA Finals. And we'll have basketball back in our lives for the short term. But we'll talk, I'm sure, more NBA tomorrow. I have shared 2 slips in the Discord so far. I will more than likely share 3 more, 4 more. And then whatever taco comes out, I'll do my best to build a slip around that. And then share those with everybody. So those are coming your way. And yeah, that's it. Appreciate y'all sticking around. Those of you who are still on the stream, hour and 30-minute stream, hit that like button on your way out. Sub up to the channel. You already know the reasons why, but it does help the channel get bigger every day. Hope all the player props you play respect the damn coin. If you want to tell the slips that I built on this stream, I'll share those in the Discord as well for everyone to see. But we did build out 2 slips, one on Underdog, one on PrizePicks. So we got those slips as well, plus whatever else I share throughout the rest of the day. So plenty of information going on. over in the Discord. Appreciate y'all once again being on the stream. We'll be back tomorrow, 8:50 a.m. with another Player Prop Talk live stream. And until that live stream, Chavez is